Be careful what you wish for is seriously real. It's real. I know that many of us have things that we wish for, and although we should be very grateful for what we have right now. And so my story is in regards to be careful what you wish for. For a very long time, I was, very happy with my corporate America job for over a decade plus, and I learned a lot. But there was a point in my career where I felt that I had hit a plateau. And so if you're watching this feeling of, I'm not happy at this job anymore, it's not fulfilling anymore, I don't know that I want this promotion, I don't know that I want to pretty much sell my soul to this lifestyle of having to show up every single day and working for money instead of having money work for me kind of mindset, right? So you're hitting that plateau, and that's exactly what happened to me. And I started visualizing and wishing that I didn't have to drop my kids to daycare, that I didn't have to rush to leave the office to pick them up at daycare. I started visualizing how my life would be if I could be home with them and making, their dinner on time and not have to worry about ordering food and having to do things on the weekends only, but wanting to wake up on a Tuesday and just decide to go to the movies at 11 o'clock in the morning if I wanted to. So I started to visualize all these things that I really wish to have. Remember, I show up, most of my content is about not only documenting my journey, which is what I'm doing right now, but also sharing with you what my expertise is, which is online visibility and getting you out there organically so that you can build a business, because that's what I did. And so I didn't wake up yesterday and decided to make it a thing for me to do that. And so the question is, for you right now, so Martine, why should I be watching this video right now with you? Well, that's because I want you to understand that whatever you wish for, it's going to happen. Whatever you put out, whatever you thoughts that you put in your mind is going to happen. I'm just speaking from my experience, and hopefully I'm going to spark some creative thinking in your mind right now as you're watching this. And I'm glad you're still watching. I'm so passionate about you and I being able to embrace the internet as an opportunity for us to do something with our lives, right? I ended up paying attention to that feeling, paying attention to that visualization of my life that I wanted. And I kept wishing for it and praying for it and showing up for it. What happens once we do that, the tools and the hows will come. Because I'm sure you're sitting here and you're like, yeah, I get it, Martine. I have a business, but it's not scaling. Or maybe you're not having a business yet and you're like, I want to have a business, but it's not. It feels like it's expensive. It feels like it's a lot of work. Like you're saying all these things and it's normal. And you're wondering, how are you going to get started? How are you going to get to that next level? Going to the next level is not for you to think through how you're going to do it, but more or less about what the results are going to look like for you. Once you start putting yourself in that space, a lot of things are going to show up. Like for me, I had no idea that I could launch a website for free. And so I searched online, I did my lots of research, and then I ended up on WordPress. And then I realized, oh, that's how it works. And as you know, YouTube University has a lot of information. And so I know I dived in, I was reading blogs, and there goes my blog, right? I launched it for free. And then next thing you know, I fell in love with thrift shopping and DIY, which I always love. I'm a huge HGTV fan. I'll binge watch it all day, every day. I dived in, and that's when things started showing up. I came up with putting together my handmade jewelry line. And how did I do that? I pulled the shirts that were in my closet and my husband's shirts, and I started cutting it and started testing what it would feel like and be like. And I realized that I needed to invest to get the materials. And so what did I do next? I came across Poshmark, and on Poshmark, I was able to sell clothes that my kids never wore. Like they still had tags on them. And I made $3,000 in less than 6 months. And that money I reinvested in myself, in my business, and upgraded my website. And the story goes on and on. And so I was showing up online while working this day job, wishing for the day to let them go. And I say, be careful what you wish for. My wish came true because they let me go. And so you're still watching this, and I love this. And part of me is saying that you are already connected with me and we know each other a little bit from connecting online, or maybe this is your first time meeting me. And either way, my story for you is that listen up. Whatever you wish for will happen regardless of how it's going to happen. And so here I was wishing for the day that I could actually drop my kids to school in the morning and not have to worry about going to the office and having to deal with meetings and emails and having to write my review and hopefully get a promotion, and woke up with a phone call sharing with me that I no longer had this corporate job. I had two options. One was to cry and say, oh my gosh, my life is over. I'm going to have to look for another job. My other option was, wait a second, why should I do that? I have a working business right now. This is the best thing ever. I wished for that. And so obviously, I chose the latter because that's what it meant to me, that when the universe knows, when God knows that it is your time to do what you got to do, or it is your time to go, or whatever, you have to trust the process. I kept wishing for that day. I even visualized how I was going to turn in my resignation, and they let me go first. And it was awesome. There's a reason why it happened. And as much as you're upset or scared or confused, take a moment and think through what's going on, because something else is going to open up. I was scared. Was I prepared mentally? No. And was it a challenge to adjust to the new lifestyle that I decided to proceed with? Absolutely. But I know deep inside that for you that has a job, don't beat yourself up with the fact that you're like, yeah, that's why I want to leave it. I hate it. You know, when I have my business, I'm going to be happy. I do want to remind you, though, that having a job, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a good thing. And I want you to do well, because the last thing you want is to get into this entrepreneurial journey of yours full time and suffer, because it's challenging, especially in this online space. It feels pretty saturated, doesn't it? For you that's currently in business. But for you that's doing it right now, where I used to be, showing up tomorrow morning to go to work, yet during your lunch break, you're checking what's going on your emails from, the launch that you just launched or something like that or whatever. And then going back to the office and giving your all, and then coming home, doing life stuff, and then logging on again to see what else you have to do for your business that you're building. Keep at it, because that's what I was doing. And I'm so happy that I did. And I'm so happy that you're doing that, because unfortunately, we're living in a time that's very uncertain. And I'm going to leave you off with that again, be careful what you wish for, because it'll come true. It will. Everything happens for a reason. Whatever you're going through right now, I want you to stay focused, ask for help, keep at it. It doesn't happen overnight as much as you wish it would. Whatever you're wishing for will happen, whether it's tomorrow, this year, next year. Trust the process. That's my message to you. All right. I hope everything is well. And I'll be engaging with you in the comments. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.